You're listening to the GeekCast Radio Network of podcasts.
The first clause.
You killed him.
Did not.
Change the face of the holidays.
It's the Santa Claus.
The second clause proposed a challenge.
I've got to get married?
Yes, it's Mrs. Claus.
I don't think there's a woman out there that doesn't want a piece of this.
This time, Christmas is getting Jack.
Jack Frost, you are hereby charged with attempting to upstage Santa Claus in a manner that is both willful and malicious.
Excuse me. Did you just accuse me of being skillful and delicious? I'm tired of playing second fiddle. I'm going to be Santa Claus.
Jack, you gotta let this go.
You get TV specials and the postage stamps and the army of toy-building yes-men. What do I get? A few runny noses and some dead citrus.
This holiday season, the most powerful clause of all
The escape clause.
The escape clause.
The escape clause.
will be triggered, sending everyone back in time.
Ho, ho, ho.
Somebody's on the roof.
Hey, you! That coat belongs to me!
And it will knock one Santa out
You hit me with a shovel!
and let another slip in.
You tricked me!
You're not Santa anymore. You're just a guy who smells like a cookie.
This is so wrong!
On November 3rd,
We'll call Christmas Frostmas.
the future of the holidays will be at stake.
I've done it. What have you done?
And the final chapter will begin in the greatest Santa story ever told.
I'm gonna make everything good again.
Walt Disney Pictures presents Tim Allen,
Give me a status report.
Your pants are on fire.
Yes, they are.
Martin Short,
I'm Jack Frost.
Okay, chill.
I invented chill.
Hey, Mom.
Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause.
Ho, ho, ho! Hello and welcome to the 78th episode of M-Wire, brought to you by the GeekCast Radio Network. I'm your host, Steve Doon Mike, and returning is Steve Megatron. He was being a Grinch for the first two Santa Claus movies. He doesn't like those.
I didn't say that. I just said I don't care for the second film.
The second film, I'll agree with you, was not that good.
Yeah.
Robo Santa.
Robo Santa was cool,
You
anyway.
mean Plastic
Lame.
Santa.
Yes, Plastic Santa.
Toy Santa.
Yeah. As well as Tara, a.k.a. Rising Star. Hello.
Hey.
Today we're going to be discussing the Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause.
Ooh.
So, how are you, Steve?
Pretty well. How are you?
God. I can already tell this episode's going to be a train wreck, people.
I
What?
try
Oh,
so
God.
hard.
Yeah, you do.
It's not going to be a train wreck. Don't say that.
And Tara, what have you been up to? What, Steve?
It says I haven't heard the train yell at me yet.
Well, yeah, that comes later, especially with scrapbooks. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's a low blow.
Well, I just finished my exams, so I'm happy.
Yay!
Yeah, and
Nice.
I'm done. I'm now a fourth semester broadcasting and film student, so
Sweet.
congrats to everybody.
Yes.
We did it.
Yes. And I, as people who, because I am broadcasting this through Ustream yet again, I keep thinking Steve keeps saying something, but, yeah, I'm broadcasting.
For Steve to say something when he was muted.
Oh. Well, that's always good. See, I told you, train wreck. Nah, it's not long on Xmas, Ken. No, but I just got in my fourth Puggle former, and I got in the G1 Galvatron, which is actually named Guzzletron.
Aw.
It's a whole inside joke thing. I don't have
They're
time
so
to explain.
cute, though.
Yeah, they are. They're awesome. Here's the fourth one that I have. That's Cheetor, Beast Wars Cheetor, Transmetal Suit Cheetor.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet.
The one-armed man. Alright, so, yeah. So that's all I've been doing, really. I'm just waiting on packages to arrive here. as well as some other places. Steve, did you already get your Christmas present this year? Not from me, but just in general. Didn't you order something for Christmas today?
Yes, I got SWAT Cats, the complete series.
Yes.
I'm quite pleased.
Yes. Let's see here. I actually sent a 20-ton jet to Kevin's house, so Kevin will have a house after Christmas.
Did it involve Springer?
No, sadly it doesn't. But yeah, 20-ton jet will crush his house when it transforms.
So you sent Transformers Prime Starscream.
No, I'm trying to avoid saying what the hell it is because I know Kevin's probably going to he might not listen to this episode considering he doesn't like any of these films.
Oh, he'll listen just so he can razz on you later.
And say, no!
Exactly.
Not the Santa Claus films!
Alright, so, setting the stage here, The Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause is a 2006 American film sequel to the Santa Claus 1 and 2. Tim Allen again plays Scott Calvin, aka Santa Claus, and while Martin Short plays Jack Frost, a competing holiday character. Allen and Short had previously worked together in the 1997 Disney comedy feature film Jungle to Jungle. Eric Lloyd returns in a smaller role as Santa's son Charlie, as do many of the supporting actors from the first two films, reprising their previous roles. However, David Krumholtz, who previously played the head elf Bernard, does not make an appearance in this third installment because of contractual issues, and so Curtis, played by Spencer Breslin, who was previously the assistant head elf, has now been promoted. This film makes it seem as though Bernard never existed. Oh, that's sad.
Oh.
Aw, I love
like
Bernard.
When Santa leaves the North Pole, they get a new one. They forget what the old one was like.
I love Bernard.
He was
I love him.
Yes. When did you guys first see this? Steve, when did you first see this?
Not in theater? Wait, yeah, not in theater, but as soon as it came out.
I did not see it in theaters. I refuse to see it in theaters.
Why?
I think when I saw the trailer for it, I was just like, it didn't interest me. I think I just wanted to wait and watch it on DVD. I didn't want to go to the theaters because there were other movies in 2006 that I wanted to see more than I wanted to see this one.
Right.
So I just waited, and you know what? I kind of regret that decision because I did like it. I did really like it when I saw it on DVD. It's an awesome film. It's so cool.
Yes, I did not see it in theaters either. I don't know what I was doing in 2006, so I'm not sure. Yeah, 4 years is a long time.
4 years.
Yes, exactly.
4 years since it came out.
Yeah. Can you believe it?
Doesn't seem like that long ago.
No, it doesn't. Well, I was telling Tara when we recorded episodes 76 and 77 of M-Wire, which was Santa Claus 1 and Santa Claus 2, it didn't seem like the Santa Claus, the first film, it didn't seem like it came out over 10 years ago in 1994.
I know, that was crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's been that long. But
it's shocking when you go back and you're like, that movie came out when?
Yeah,
I'm how old now?
Oh, yeah, don't remind me.
How old are you, Mike?
Shut up, Steve. Bunch of young whippersnappers, damn it.
Get off my lawn, you little whippersnappers.
So the basic plot of this one, it kind of picks up where the second one left off. Scott and Carol have been married for a while now and love each other very much. However, Scott is having difficulties managing Christmas this year. His wife, Carol, is expecting their first child, which is due Christmas Eve, and is afraid that Scott will be making his deliveries while she is making hers. And then you have the introduction of Martin Short's character, Jack Frost, who basically decides to take over. I don't know where they come up with these damn clauses for these films. You got the Santa Claus in the first film where you put on the jacket, you automatically become Santa. 2, you got the Mrs. Claus, you got to get married. So they're basically forcing you into marriage. And then 3 is the escape clause. So if you don't ever want to be Santa again, there's this little thing, this little snow globe where you can say, I wish I was never Santa. And then we go back to the future.
Ooh.
Which you can go back to the past.
Yes, exactly. It's one of those things where I don't know where they come up with. I mean, it's a nice idea. It was a nice way to bring in the other fairy tale character people back and everything. But I don't know. I like this movie. I do. It's just, I don't know. It just seems like it's a weird thing because this is probably the most family. Not really family friendly, but like the most family oriented film out of the three of them, obviously.
I would agree.
Because it's got, him, his wife, potential future kid. He's got Lucy and Neil and Charlie's mom, and then, Charlie makes a slight appearance, and then you have Jack Frost and the in-laws. Oh boy, the in-laws.
Not the in-laws.
Not the in-laws. Which I find it very interesting that they got, who did they get for the in-laws? Let's see. Anne Margaret, I believe. Is that right? Yeah, Anne Margaret and Alan Arkin was very interesting casting for those two characters for the in-laws. Tara, what was your favorite scene in the third one?
It's when they go back in time, that scene where you see him, where you see the first Santa on the roof, and you see the younger Tim Allen, and Jack Frost and Scott are in that scene, and they're fighting, for the coat.
Yep.
I thought that was pretty funny. I like that scene a lot. It just stuck with me because, it was really well done to make it look like they actually went back in time.
Right.
And to be honest with you, out of all the time-traveling movies that I've seen, this one has to be one of my favorites and one of the most well done, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree with that. What about you, Steve? What's your favorite scene out of Santa Claus 3?
I like when you see the future scene where Jack Frost is Santa and he's turned it into a commercial holiday where everybody comes to him. And Scott Kelvin goes and he takes one of those recording pens, which I think he was given by Frost.
Yeah, he was.
And then he recorded Jack Frost saying, "I wish I was never Santa," and then he plays it as Jack Frost is holding his
snow globe,
and he's like, "Crap." And then they go back in time, and then, of course, everything gets set right, but that was just hilarious to me how the whole thing went down, and basically the old Santa is beating up the new Santa, like, "I want my powers back, man."
It's kind of like the same thing in Bruce Almighty.
Yeah, but there's a big difference between this and Bruce Almighty.
That's true.
Better.
This is better, though. I agree with that.
Well, I mean, but the big difference between Bruce Almighty is that, God took a day off. Mm-hmm. There's a big difference between replacing Santa Claus with a megalomaniac named Jack Frost than God actually giving away his power freely to someone who doesn't really
know how to use it.
Yeah, exactly. But for me, I would have to agree with Steve. The whole battle scene between Frost and Santa. I also liked. I actually liked that they didn't really use Charlie except for a couple of one or two scenes. I like that they kind of focused more on Lucy because she's grown up.
I thought it was funny how the only scene he pretty much was dominant in was the one where he pulled his own tooth to get the tooth fairy.
Yep.
And then they popped his tooth back in afterward.
Yes.
That was a really good scene. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. The Mullinator.
That was hilarious.
Oh my God, that's crazy. That's just crazy. You know what? Honestly, this movie, when I first saw the trailer for this, and I saw all the little lines that Martin Short had as Jack Frost, all the cold lines, I'm probably gonna get so much flack for this, but these cold jokes are 10 times better than Arnold's cold jokes in Batman and Robin.
Oh, I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna make that comparison.
But there's so much more passion in the way Martin Short says it, whereas Arnold's pretty much sounding the way he does with everything.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
It's Arnold.
Yeah, it's Arnold. There's nothing you can do about it.
Like I just said, enough said.
Like in the trailer when Lucy tells Jack Frost to chill out, he goes, "Chill? I invented chill." Oh, I love that. I'm still not convinced Aisha Tyler is good as Mother Nature. I don't buy that.
I don't buy it either.
No. So getting into the cast here, pretty much everybody from the previous two films has returned, with the addition of the in-law characters and the Jack Frost character. I think, Alan Arkin was good as Bud Newman. But I almost wish, I don't think this could have happened. I'm not sure if Jack Lemmon had passed away in 2006 yet. I know Jack Lemmon had passed away over the last few years, but I don't remember what year he passed away. But I almost wish that they would have gotten Jack Lemmon as Bud Newman, because that would have reunited him and Anne Margaret, because Lemmon and Margaret were love interests in grumpier old men.
Interesting.
Yes. So, Steve, who's your favorite character out of the third film?
I would still say Santa, Tim Allen, Scott Calvin, whatever you want to call him. Just because I am a big Tim Allen fan.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything he does is really good, for the most part.
Yeah, I would agree.
I can't say there's any movie I don't like that he's in. And I think he is pretty much the only one in modern history that's pulled off this character fairly well.
I would agree with that, yeah. What do you think of Worf as the Sandman?
That was hilarious. I was like, what's Worf doing there? And he's sleeping.
I didn't even recognize, in episode 77, I didn't even... But before you even hear his voice, I didn't even recognize the look of the character. I didn't even recognize him at all.
See, being a huge Star Trek fan, I know what they all look like. I make it my business to know, just like I know everything that, like, pretty much David Kaye or various other voice actors are in. I make it an annoying thing.
He's a stalker.
X is down there.
Knock it off. We don't need X's down there references on this show.
I want to be Santa. Yes.
Santa Megatron. No, that won't work.
That'd be hilarious.
That wouldn't work. I would have to agree. Tim Allen as Santa. I do like the... I like the animosity between him and Jack Frost. I like that. Whereas in the last film, I liked the relationship that was building between Carol Newman at the time and Santa. Whereas this one, I like the animosity between Jack Frost and Santa. Let's see here. What else?
I'm gonna have to agree with that.
I mean,
there's no point in me saying who my favorite characters are, because I said them in the last two episodes. So I'll just say Scott.
Well, I mean, no, you don't just have to pick Scott. I mean,
I actually mean that. I actually do still like him.
Yeah.
As a favorite character.
I would say that Lucy, because she's growing up, she's slightly a better character than Charlie, because of the fact that, she was really little when she found out the secret, and she's kind of grown up with this, and it's like the whole plot of this film the whole subplot of it kind of revolves around her. Mm-hmm. Because first of all, they got rid of her parents until the very end. I mean, they were there for like a split second in the beginning, and then they were frozen throughout the majority of the movie until the very end of the movie. And, I think she fits the whole Christmas spirit Santa thing a lot more than Charlie ever did.
That's true.
I would agree with that. And at the same time, I think it was kind of funny that they pretty much showed up to collect the paycheck, and that was it. Like, hi, here we are. Okay, we're frozen.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah. I agree with that just because, let's go back to the second film for a second.
Yeah.
In number 2, what is Charlie? He is totally not into the Christmas spirit. He's a rebel. And Lucy always has been into the Christmas spirit. She always believed in it.
Right.
And when she finds out that Scott is Santa, it's even more so, and she adds so much more to the film.
Yeah, she does.
So, I mean, she's a great character, and it really does add to the story.
Yes, it does. So, why don't we... Well, let's see. Do we have any, least favorite characters, Steve?
I wouldn't say least favorite characters as far as this film is concerned, because everybody pretty much has a role to play, and everybody is pretty much important to the story to some extent, whether it be small or large.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I want to reference as far as the cast is that they continue to bring back pretty much everybody for the first and the second film, including the council and everybody else.
Yep.
I like how Peter Boyle shows up in all 3 films, despite the fact there's no council in the first one, and he's the boss of Scott Calvin, and then he's Father Time in the next 2.
Yeah.
Which I thought was quite funny, the way of throwing him back in there without really having him play the same role.
Yeah.
But I mean, just it was nice. You don't see too many movies where they have a sequel and they keep the original cast. Most of the time, they change it up.
Very, very true. Yeah. What about you, Tara? Do you have a least favorite, if any?
You know what? I'm going to be completely honest. There was nothing bad about this movie. The only thing I think that was bad is that when I saw the trailer, that was why I didn't go see it in theaters. So the trailer did not make me want to see this movie, but when I actually sat down and watched it, then I was like, this is an awesome film.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing. And just to, maybe reiterate a little bit more, the plot was well thought out.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, in terms of what Steve said about the cast, it's great to see the cast growing up and having a returning cast with new characters.
Right.
Because because for people who saw the first film way back in '94, oh my god.
Yeah.
They were still interested in it, in continuing the series, and even they were getting new fans because, the new fans who saw number 2 and number 3, and they're like, oh wow, this came out in '94, I gotta watch it.
Yeah.
And it got them into the franchise. So I think it was well done, and I really did enjoy watching it.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, I enjoy all 3 of these films, but this one specifically, I don't know. People can say what they want about Martin Short and his acting. That's fine. There's only probably a handful, maybe 5 films of his that I can actually stand him in. But he did fairly well in this. It wasn't like a bad choice for him to play Jack Frost. I mean, honestly, who else are you going to get?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Because you have to play up the comedy angle of it, and I don't think, back in 2006, I don't think there were really any, comedic actors that could have pulled this off as good as he pulled it off.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to agree with you on that. Honestly, I can't really see anybody else playing Jack Frost.
Yeah.
Just can't picture it.
Yep. So, Tara, why don't you hit us up with some trivia?
All right, it's trivia time again. So, first off, we got Peter Boyle played Mr. Whittle, Scott Calvin's supervisor in the first movie, then was recast as Father Time in later movies. The scrolling ticker sign in the toy factory reads, 378 years without an accident. Haha. Jack Frost is seen wearing a black and white outfit with a pale and white look, referring to Jack Skellington from The Nightmare Before Christmas in '93, another character who believed that he could take over for Santa Claus. In the trailer, the tracks What's This and Making Christmas from that film are heard in the background. That's pretty interesting. Despite Bernard's non-appearance in the film, the novelization uses his character. This was Peter Boyle's final film, and this is the only Santa Claus movie where Santa's head elf Bernard does not make an appearance. This leaves the returning character Curtis the new head elf.
Yeah, I think if I had to pick a character I didn't really much care for, it would probably have to be Curtis. I miss Bernard.
Oh, Bernard.
I think everybody liked Bernard better just because of his personality, the fact that I don't know, there was something about him that he didn't sound annoying when he talked.
Yeah.
I could listen to him. I could listen to him talk and not be like, oh my god, shut up.
He had a lot of funny bits between the first two films of mostly disappointment or irritating people, like Judge Reinhold in the first movie where he shows up and says something about his sweater, and he's like, you like that? And then he's like, I think I'm delusional. I'm seeing things, and then he just disappears.
Yeah. So I guess trivia done. We can get into the at the box office. What is the critical response for this one, Tara?
Oh, it's not good. The Santa Claus 3 received negative reviews from critics, earning a 14% freshness rating at Rotten Tomatoes, with the consensus that playing Jack Frost as an evil cross between Liza Minnelli and Liberace, Martin Short is a welcome presence, but this tired series continues drawing from its bag of bland gags and dumb slapstick. Eric D. Snyder, a reviewer, said that Alan did the Santa Claus the first time with enthusiasm, second time with affection, and third time for a paycheck. Kyle Smith wrote, we're getting a turkey and a ham for the holidays. Santa is... That's not nice. Santa is so dumb, he should be demoted to cleaning up after Jeffrey the Giraffe at Toys R Us. And Manola can't pronounce this guy's name right, Dargis dismissed the movie in a 3-paragraph review as squeaky clean, but you might die of boredom. Ow. Finally, these guys are not liking this film at all. Finally, Nathaniel Bell wrote off the film as holiday filler stuff with unearned emotion and trite sentimentality. And in the UK, Mark Kermode described it in a 2006 on BBC Radio 5 Live as the cinematic equivalent of tertiary syphilis.
Oh, wow.
Oh, jeez.
But then again, that's from the UK, though. Those people over there are nuts.
Now, this is the other thing I have to say about these critics. 99% of the time, if they say it's horrible, it's going to be an awesome movie.
Yep.
I don't think it deserved this rating.
No,
I don't think it...
I'm quite surprised that Roger Ebert hasn't said anything about it either.
Yeah, he should have totally gone on that.
Yeah, he would have been an asshat, though.
You know what else this film did not deserve? It did not deserve 5 nominations at the 2006 Golden Raspberry Awards. It got nominated for Worst Actor, Tim Allen, Worst Supporting Actor, Martin Short, Worst Screen Couple, Allen and Short, and Worst Prequel or Sequel, and Worst Excuse for Family Entertainment. But luckily, it did not win any of these categories.
I hate
that the Raspberry people are fucking retards.
I hate the Golden Raspberry people. I hate I don't even think we should have the whole point of award.
Why would you have an award ceremony for movies that you say are failures? So that the critics can clap their hands. We're right. That's all they want to say. That's all they really want to say.
It pisses me off because it's
they're giving the film like publicity either way.
Right, but I mean still. Oh boy, yeah,
it's a fail. Does anybody even watch the Golden Raspberries? I mean, is it even on TV? I don't even know.
Yeah, it is on TV, and I don't watch it.
I have never watched a Golden Raspberry ever.
Yes. As far as the box office stuff, the first 2 films became box office successes during the opening weekends, but the Santa Claus 3 was beaten by Borat for the #1 spot. Oh, wow.
Oh, Borat.
Oh my god, that's bad. As of February 7th, 2007, the Santa Claus 3 made $84 million in the U.S. and a worldwide gross of $110 million. The first film made $189 million worldwide at the box office, while the second film made $172 million. As far as quick television appearances, it first appeared on ABC Family December 1st, 2008 as part of the 25 Days of Christmas. Then again on December 12th, 2009. In Canada, the movie first appeared on CBC Television on December 13th, 2009. In the UK, it was shown for the first time on the BBC on Christmas Eve, 2009. And nobody cares about New Zealand. So IGN replacement crew, for those of you who are just joining us, we have 4 options. Don't watch it even if it's free, worth a watch if it's free on TV, worth adding to the Netflix list, or this one is a must-add to your DVD collection. Steve, what do you give Santa Claus 3?
Oh, hell yeah, I'm going to put it on my DVD collection. I don't even own it yet, but I'm trying to, as soon as I get a little bit of extra money, I'm going to buy that damn thing so quick. I've been on a Santa Claus 3 kick for the last month.
And Tara?
You know what? I'm gonna give it a 2.5.
We don't have 2.5s.
I'll just say 2. Fine. What? Fine.
You can give it a 2 and a 4 if you like.
I'll give it a 2 and a 4.
Okay, that's exactly what I was going to do because, I had it on DVD, and it's one of those things where I really enjoyed it, and I also caught it on the on TV the other weekend. So
yeah, I mean, it is worth a watch. Like if you have cable, it's worth a watch.
Yes.
And if you're a diehard Santa Claus fan, then definitely add it to your DVD collection and have the whole series.
Yes, exactly.
So I rationalize it.
Speaking of DVDs, the film was released in both standard DVD and high-definition Blu-ray disc on November 20th, 2007. It is also in that 3-pack set that came out a year and a half ago, which is basically all 3 Santa Claus films in one little package there. So, final thoughts on the Santa Claus franchise, because Steve wasn't with us for the first 2 episodes, and we're kind of wrapping up Santa Claus. We're kind of wrapping up Geekcast Radio Network's Movie Week in Review Christmas episodes for 2010. So, Steve, final thoughts on the entire franchise.
I would definitely have to say that this whole franchise as a whole, although there may be some low points between the 3, like and random parts between them, it's an overall enjoyable series that, especially if you want a really good Christmas series, whether it be for kids or adults, if you're a Tim Allen fan, I mean, if you like anything involved with any of these movies that we've talked about, I mean, I would say to own it or at least watch it. I mean, it comes on often enough during the ABC Family thing every year,
right,
as well as various other stations. So, I mean, you get plenty of chance to watch them.
Yeah.
So I would say that, this is definitely something that you should at least have seen at some point, if not own.
Yeah. I've been arguing with Kevin Optimus Solo Thompson for the past 4.5 days about this series. And just, that I've been arguing with him over the 4 days anyway, but just specifically to this series, my position is they're good family Christmas films. Are they classic Christmas films, such as, say, a Christmas Vacation or A Christmas Story or, something like that? No, they're not like total, they're not exactly classics, but they're not bad Christmas films. A bad Christmas film is friggin' Elf, for Christ's sakes.
That wasn't that bad.
It was horrible.
It was not that bad.
It was horrible. So, thank you for joining us here on M-Wire. Shut up, Steve.
Oh, I don't get to give final thoughts?
Oh, oops. Tara, sorry.
Thanks, Mike.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I'm trying to keep it under the time crunch here. But
I know.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll be quick, I promise.
No, it's all right. Go ahead.
Okay.
We got time.
All right. I really love the series. It's definitely one of my favorite series that I remember watching during the holidays, and I definitely suggest that you go and watch it, whether on YouTube, because yes, it is available on YouTube, and at your local DVD store, and of course on TV. And I just think it was it's awesome. It has this really magical feel to it, and if you have kids, they'll really enjoy watching it. So, no complaints about the Santa Claus series. Great film. Go watch it.
I agree. Even with some of the strange points in the Santa Claus 2, the overall franchise, the overall story that the first film, the second film, the third film, the overall length of the story that they tell almost does it better than Star Wars. Oops. Anyway, thank you for joining us here on M-Wire, Movie Week in Review. There's some ways to get in contact with us to leave feedback for the show. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com. You can comment on each episode post. Leave the show's feedback in iTunes. Please do this. Follow us on Twitter. The show name there is GCRN M-Wire. Mine is TFJ and Mike. Tara, what is your Twitter?
Tara Blair.
Steve.
SCP-21.
Become a fan of us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Geekcast Radio Network. Call our voicemail line. Tell us
the voicemail line.
Shut up. Shut up, damn it. I'm trying to get you out of here in fucking time because we have other shit to talk about and you're fucking interrupting me, you fucking moron. Call the voicemail line. Tell us the show you're leaving the message for and your name. 502-526-5821. Shut up, Steve. We hope you enjoyed this episode of MY and wish you'll join us next time when we will be reviewing A Knight's Tale.
Get off my lawn.
For now, I am TFG on Mike with
Rising Star Tara.
Steve Megatron Phillips.
Thank you for listening. Until next time. See, I knew this was going to be a fucking train wreck.
It wasn't that bad of a train.
Tim Allen was less than thrilled to spend over a month in 4 hours of daily makeup getting into the red fat suit for the third time around, but a new twist on Old St. Nick piqued his interest to make the Santa Claus 3 the Escape Clause.
I really didn't want to do another one of these unless it struck me, and then I said, what would it be like without Santa Claus? I mean, what a weird mythology to not have in the world. And so that struck a chord. All of us said it'd be a wonderful life, and that's what the idea is, essentially, is what would happen if Santa weren't around, and things would be very different.
Tim's pal Martin Short, who worked with him in Jungle to Jungle, is adding some Yuletide cheer as Jack Frost, putting his own spin on Santa.
Marty came in, he turns into Santa Claus, in a version of which he morphs into Santa in his own way, which is really fun. But he walked into my trailer, and he was talking. I thought it was a double of me of something. And he sat there for about 15 minutes. Eventually he goes, Tim, it's me, Marty. Because I didn't recognize him. And then both of us sat there. So this is what it's come to. 50-year-old men dressed like elves. And we have laughed so hard that eventually the crew's tired of us. Everyone's tired of us. We, of course, think we're funniest things on the planet. It's Pushy and Desperate, the new comedy team. That's what we decided to call it.
Also starring in Santa Claus 3 is Anne Margaret and Alan Arkin playing Santa's in-laws. Tim gave the director, Michael Lembeck, a fully dressed mold of Santa's head as a wrap gift. The wig is made of real alpaca hair and costs about $20,000. Santa Claus 3 The Escape Clause opens Friday in theaters.
Let that
No,
go.
you let it go.
Same conversation, don't we?
You get the soda cans, and you get the TV specials, and you get the postage stamps, and the billboards, and the beautiful adoring wife, and the army of toy-building yes-men. What do I get? A few runny noses and some dead citrus.
In a world, there, I said it, happy,